everyone. Today we're going to be discussing words that are very difficult to pronounce. The reason why a lot of words in British English are particularly challenging is because we don't speak as we spell. So looking at the spelling won't always indicate to you exactly how a word should be pronounced. Question of the day is, which words are you baffled by? Please post in the comments box below any words that you'd like help with in terms of pronunciation, any words that you think are a bit strange or confusing. This is particularly interesting because obviously there's a difference between British and American pronunciation. And we're going to look at some of these kind of words today. So here are my 15 favourites. The first word being favourite. So I often hear people saying favourite, 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 all kinds of things, because we're not pronouncing every letter. So the first syllable is fe, and the second is rut, favourite. So the V just literally blends into the R, favourite. History. So people often want to pronounce the second syllable as story, his story. But it's not his story, it's history, history, history. So have a go, listen very carefully and repeat after me as I go through the remaining words. Next up is people. And often people want to actually add a sound here between the P and the L. People, pol, pol. But it's not people, it's people. And the reason there's a tiny sound between the P and the L is not because it's a vowel, but because there's the voiced element of the L. So the trick here is to really practice the L. That's the tricky thing. So for this L, the sound really comes from the throat. Oh. The tongue doesn't need to touch the tooth bridge at all. It's just going to stretch a tiny bit here. And you want to focus on the back of the tongue and the throat area rather than the movement of the tip of the tongue. People. The reason we want to do this is because otherwise we're going to get people, people. Because wherever your focus is, that's where the sound's going to resonate. So we want the resonance to be here. So this is where the focus needs to be. The next few words I'm going to consider the pronunciation of various berries. So it's interesting because the word berry on its own is very straightforward. But when you add something like straw or black or rasp in front of it, you get strawberry. It's almost like this berry is turning into a piece of cheese. Brie, strawberry, raspberry, blackberry. So we're just literally taking out the e in berry, brie. Strawberry, blackberry, raspberry. So have a go yourself. The next two words are two words that are often confused because of obviously the American pronunciation. The first is schedule, and in America it's pronounced schedule. So it's shh, like garden shed, shed, schedule, Yul is the last syllable. Shed is the first. And the next one is niche and not niche. In America they say more niche. So it's niche, niche. The interesting thing about this one is, as a French speaker, I also speak French. Niche is dog kennel in French. There's an interesting fact for you. Niche. Now this one, the spelling is so tricky. We pronounce it aisle, aisle. Just as you would say the contraction, I will, aisle. Exactly the same pronunciation. So you want to be focusing on that. If you can pronounce aisle, as in I'll go, then you can pronounce aisle, aisle. Iron. So there is an interesting spelling choice here. There's an R, and we pronounce it as a y, just as you would iron in science terms. iron. And the next one, difficult to guess, isn't it? Colonel. So it's not colonel or colonel, it's kernel. And again, the same pronunciation as kernel, as in apricot kernels, like the seed. Kernel. Cupboard. So we're not pronouncing the P, so no cupboard, it's cupboard, cupboard. No P. Another silent one, lamb, silent B. And again, silent B, thumb. And another silent letter, this time a silent T. Again, you have to be aware of British and American pronunciation. So in British English, it's debut. Debut. And in American English, it is debut. So it's going to be debut for us. No T, debut. Okay, let me know how it goes. So please do post your favourite or least favourite words in the comments box below. If you enjoyed this video, please do like it. And if you want to see more of me, either in video format or via Zoom calls, please do click on the link below. You'll get a 7-day trial of my membership site, which then costs €19 per month, and you'll be invited to 2 group coaching calls per month, and also have access to a massive library of over 60 videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.